By now, everybody should have watched the Andrew Tate interview. And if you haven't, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down below so you can go watch it and therefore help you forget about this video. Now, personally, I thought that this interview was quite interesting. It didn't exactly go as planned, but it did create a lot of memorable moments.
I've asked you a question and I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you a question.
Correct, but you're not the boss here because I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you the question.
Correctly, and I'm telling you.
You get to decide the answers.
No, we're equal here. I've allowed you into my house. You don't come here with a position of authority. I'm doing you the favor as legacy media, giving you relevance by speaking to you.
I thought the segment of this interview was very interesting because it was a very fiery battle of psychological warfare. And it was quite reminiscent of the times when other people have been, or other political figures have been interviewed by the BBC. For instance, like the Ben Shapiro interview.
You can think whatever you want of me.
Why don't you
frankly,
just try and
I don't
answer
care.
the
I don't frankly give a damn what you think of me since I've never heard of you.
And I've never heard of you until I briefed myself for this.
Yeah, so this is quite reminiscent of the Andrew Tate interview. But another thing is that I think it's just the UK interviewers. They're very, very aggressive. Obviously because, you know, Lucy, the guy who interviewed Ben Shapiro, and then Piers Morgan is another person who comes to mind who always just usually bulldozes over anybody he's interviewing. Of course, he's gotten a lot better at it. I don't know if he's been training behind the scenes, but he's gotten a lot better at it, I think.
Let me speak. No, I'm going to tell you.
Let me talk about that situation.
No, for the viewers, wait a minute.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to be charitable. Nonetheless, though, there was another significant moment in that interview with Andrew Tate where I felt the tension.
Do you really believe you're the most influential man on the face of the planet?
I'm the most Googled person on the planet.
Do you believe you're the most influential man on the face of the planet?
I'm the most Googled man on the planet.
I think we're done. Yep.
Even Andrew felt that one. I mean, he was tapping his heel and it seemed like he was pretty nervous. Honestly, bro, like to me, I wouldn't blame him because that woman is just so absolutely stoic. Like you can have a staring contest with her and clap in her face and she won't even blink. If that wasn't bad enough, it almost demonstrated to me that there was some sort of bias going on, especially towards the end.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice to meet you.
You can see in the middle of the screen where it states that she refused to shake Andrew Tate's hand. Now, I had to go check the original BBC clip to make sure that it wasn't placed there by like some Andrew Tate fan, because you already know some people will like make it seem a lot bigger than it is. And I couldn't see it for myself. I couldn't see whether she was shaking his hand or didn't shake his hand. So I went back to the original, at least closest that I can find to the original. And it wasn't an Andrew Tate fan. It was the actual BBC people who ended up placing that little statement there. Like, why would you do that? I know they're trying to hype it up, but it just did not make Lucy look good at all. Like, if anything, it gave me the impression that she went in there with a bias and did not like Andrew Tate. Now, that's one reason, obviously. Another one is that, you know, she has to maintain objectivity. So she's going to walk in there not wanting to be friends with anybody, you know, so she could perform her job a lot better. But obviously at the same time, I can't help but think of the first reason, which is, you know, she had a bias, because obviously this is Andrew Tate and she is a woman, so it kind of like just kind of aligns naturally. But again, it's open to interpretation, whatever you like to think happened there. Now, what's crazy is that ever since that BBC interview, many people have been analyzing it. And of course, Twitter is going to do Twitter things and analyze the clips. So there was one in particular where Andrew talks about, you know, context matters, because at some points, Lucy was kind of just bringing up pieces of content from the past and then just kind of giving it to Andrew like, hey, so what do you do with this?
Let me tell you something, Lucy. I'm sure you're a very nice person, but if I were to take everything you've ever said online and just take small excerpts out of context, I could make you look like a misogynist.
A woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner. If she goes on OnlyFans, he is entitled to a cut of her income. If a woman comes home and accuses you of cheating, you should hit her with a machete, because if you have responsibility for someone like a child or a dog, you have authority over them. Men should be able to sleep with a lot of women outside marriage.
And after that interview, Lucy Williamson, she ended up privatizing her Twitter account because of all the hate that she was receiving. And then Andrew had to come out with a statement saying, educate her to the truth of my message. Make her understand how the Matrix uses her to push lies and mistruth. We win with love, not insults. That was his statement, and Tristan Tate as well ended up coming out with his own. I will block anybody typing personal attacks at Lucy Williamson. She was sent to do her job. There was an agenda. She failed. Bro, you make it sound like she took a history test and wrote about the future. Just a soldier killed in the front line, sent into a battle she couldn't win against a superior opponent. Leave personal attacks and insults out of it. Everything with the Tates has to be like some sort of like warfare. I like how he kind of just frames it in that manner, but I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious. And then he also has this other tweet as well. They sent a list of questions in advance, which I did not ask for, as a measure of good faith that they want to show the other side of Andrew Tate and do a fair and balanced piece on an unspoken perspective. Now, I hate to be that guy, but if I had a red pen, I will mark this comment as incorrect. There's supposed to be a period, or at least a semicolon, but instead he puts a comma. So moving forward, I just want Andrew to know that I'm taking this as disrespect. But aside from that, like, to me, it's like, bro, like, how did you not want to ask for the questions? Like, that is the one thing that I think you, especially in a very vulnerable position, because you are facing a legal case, I think it would have been intelligent to to ask for those questions, just to kind of overview it. At least then it kind of would have been a little more predictable. But even still, like, it sounds like Andrew is stating that she kind of just threw all of those questions away and just kind of like focused on the case and like the very negative aspects of it, which again, I'm not saying it's wrong, because a reporter is going to do what a reporter has to do. That's why, like, at the beginning, I was just kind of suggesting, like, you know, maybe it's not a good idea to get behind a camera, especially when you're facing a legal case. Overall, I think that Andrew Tate should have just stayed away from this interview, or any interview. I don't know if they have the right to remain silent over in Romania, but if they do, abuse that privilege. Just abuse it. Because whatever you say will be used against you. But at the same time, whatever you say can be used in support of you. But it's best just not to feed any side any ammunition. Now, before I go, I want to go ahead and showcase this cartoon that was created by Wise Scholar. It's about Andrew Tate, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
I spent many years roaming from town to town. One day, I fell in love. She said that she would stay with me forever, sickness and health, no matter what.
Dude, you know what? I don't even feel bad for her, man. She ends up putting herself in this position because what Andrew Tate does next, he ends up giving her a test and she can't even use process of elimination.
So I rented a small room, concrete floor, and straw pillows. I forbid us to touch. Only body heat can be shared. She asked how long we must do this for, and my answer was simple: until mastery is attained. When I woke the following morning, she was gone.
No shit. You're telling me I gotta unlock achievements to be with your ass? Hell no, you got me fucked up. Concrete and straw pillows? My dude, I'd rather go to sleep and replace my pillow with a cactus. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and link that cartoon down below. It's just a trailer. It was created by Wise Scholar. Yeah, it's probably gonna come out soon. Highly encourage you guys to go check it out. It's a beautiful comic. But nonetheless, yeah, I'm pretty much done here. Yeah, we're gonna see where this heads to, man. We don't know what the fate of Andrew Tate is gonna be. But yeah, it should be interesting. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys, and hopefully you guys learned something today.